What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to take you guys on a little walk away from the house. If you're new to the channel, that is our house in the background. One of the most commonly asked things that I get in the comments section is, how much does it cost to live in Thailand? So I'm going to go through and break it down a little bit, give you guys some of the costs, at least for us. Everybody here in Thailand is in a different situation, have a different lifestyle and that sort of thing, living in different areas. And of course, all of those things affect the price of, cost of living for each individual. But the prices that I'm going to quote you guys are going to pertain to where we are living, which is in Nakhon Phanom province. We are right on the border between Nakhon and Nakhon Phanom. So we're in Isan, the northeast region. So that big house that you just saw, the prices of utilities and things that I'm going to quote you guys are for that big house. Obviously, we're running AC and we have lots of creatures and things, and so the cost for that's going to be a little bit higher than it would be for a smaller size house. So let's get into it. Also realize that my audience is watching for a lot of different reasons. Some of them, some of you guys are here for the reptiles. Some of you guys are here for the travel. Some of you guys are just here to see what it's like for an American, a foreigner moving to Thailand, and just kind of coming along for the adventure. So if you are here for the reptiles, I'm going to put a snake encounter at the end of the video to satisfy you guys. So if you find the content for the cost of living in Thailand to be boring or not of your interest, skip to the end and you'll get to see some snake encounter. And beyond that, let's get into it. All right, so let's start with food. Living out here in the boonies, going out to eat is not really something that we do. We probably are eating like 95% of our meals at home cooked. So when we do go out, it's usually only for necessity, like if we're out and about doing some shopping and that, we may stop and grab some street food or something not so fancy. But if you are a foreigner living in Pattaya or some other crazy tourist type place and your taste is not for local food, your budget could be extremely high. But for us, we're spending about $300 a month, maybe $350 a month, and we are going to Macro, which is kind of like the Costco of Thailand. So we stock up on food for the house maybe like twice a month. We'll drive into the big city and go to Macro and stock up, and then maybe once a week or also every other week we'll run into the little town here, and they have Tesco Lotus. It's just a regular supermarket, and we may buy a couple other things. And that $350 figure also includes anything that we may be buying locally, fruit and that sort of stuff. It's been raining here, so I don't want to step in any mud holes. So yeah, so food on the high side for us, about $350 a month. Now we also have an animal food bill as well. It's about 60 bucks a month or so, something like that. We have the emus, which eat a lot of vegetables, morning glories and that sort of thing. And we have our fish. So talking about fish food and frozen food, prepared food and all that sort of thing. So for our animals, of course, not everybody has lots of pets, but we have a few. So I'm gonna say about 60 bucks a month for those. Now, electricity. Electricity, we are definitely on the high side of things, about 200 bucks a month. So that is for us running AC. We pretty much have at least one AC unit running in that house while we're in it. At least one. We try not to let all the AC units run at the same time, but we try to be somewhat smart about it. So if we're in one room, we'll let that particular AC, we'll have that one running, and that one will cool off that particular room that we're in. If we move to, say, the living room and we're going to be watching TV, then of course we turn off the AC units and turn the one on that's in there. And so that's pretty much it. And you know, we have a big TV, we have internet, which is running off the electricity, charging various electronic devices and that sort of thing. So about 200 bucks a month for electricity. So our internet, we have internet at the house. We have a router that covers pretty much every room in the house. We're paying about $45 a month for internet. And you know, that's kind of vital, at least for me anyway, because these videos wouldn't be possible without internet, of course, for you guys. So we're uploading videos, and we are running our Netflix. So that's one additional cost. I think we're paying like 15 bucks a month for Netflix. So that gives us something to watch on TV. So yeah, water here is not expensive. So we're paying about $30 a month for water. Of course, that's water for bathing and again, filling up our fish tanks and that sort of thing. So 30 bucks a month. The water is not drinkable out of the tap, although it doesn't seem dirty, and Apple says that you probably could drink it, but we do not drink it. So we buy our own bottled water for drinking and that sort of thing. Cell phone, we are paying $13 a month on our plan. Now that's a Thai number with Thai service. Apple and I, we do not have separate numbers. We just have one Thai number and we just share it. And that seems to be working out quite well. And it's a lot cheaper than it is in the US, but that also includes internet service on the phone, data plan. Look at these buffalo behind me here. They're looking at me like, what is this foreigner doing? Haven't seen anybody on this trail, and now there's this white dude with no hair. Gasoline, we're paying about 45 bucks a month. That is to fill up our little pickup truck when we need to get into the city to do our shopping and that, and also covers the ATV. But to be honest with you, with the situation that things are in right now, we're really not doing a whole heck of a lot of driving. Just a couple times per month we're driving into the big city. That's about 20 kilometers from where we live, and the occasional trip into the little town here, that's probably only about 5 kilometers. So that's about it. The ATV, we just make the short little jaunts here and there, like you've seen if you're watching the channel, if we need to go get a snake out of somebody's house, or if we do a little road cruising or something like that. But that ATV seems to be also quite economical on fuel. So that is our gasoline tab for the month. We have also hired a housekeeper. It's probably not completely necessary, but it's a big house and it gets dusty, and I don't really feel like it's fair for Apple to be constantly working every day of the week, just sweeping and doing all this stuff. So we have a housekeeper. We pay her roughly $130 a month. She comes twice a week, so it's basically 8-hour days, and she's really happy to have the work, and she's really sweet. So very, very hard worker. So she comes in and tidies up and does all the things that need to be done. First floor, second floor. She's in the gym. She's in all the extra bedrooms and just doing lots of stuff, and it just kind of makes our life a lot easier. So again, not necessary expense, but we have the money and things aren't that expensive out here. So that is what we're doing. So we have a housekeeper, and that brings me to the next thing, which is rent. Now, here in Thailand, you can rent a little flat for next to nothing. You could rent a chateau on an island and spend big bucks. But for us, we have no rent. We paid cash for that house. So for us, that's not an expense at all. Other people, yes, of course, it might be. But the house is paid for free and clear. And we don't have any bills in regards to financed vehicles or credit cards or anything like that. So as you guys may know, I'm here on a state pension, which is not very large, but because we don't have lots of bills coming out of it, that leaves us pretty much the entire pension for our other expenses. So it's not consumed by mortgages and car payments and all that sort of thing, or credit card bills or whatever. So that is the way we have prepared ourselves, our lives, to be able to do what we're doing. Because if I had leased vehicles and all kinds of crazy bills, that would leave very little at the end of the month once it got deducted from our pension. So that is pretty much like our financial plan, the way that we kind of devised our life. So that is that. So I can't help you guys in rent, but I mean, you guys can do Airbnb, you can do long-term leases, you can do all that kind of stuff. And it runs the gamut from super cheap to big fancy places. So that is up to you. So I hope that answered some of your guys' questions. And again, I know not all of you guys are here to hear about those sorts of things, but one of the questions that comes up all the time, I just wanted to address it and answer it. I'm also thinking about doing a video next month, because that will be 6 months here in Thailand. So I'm thinking about doing a kind of like my thoughts after living here for 6 months, some of the challenges that I've undergone, and lifestyle changes and mental adaptations, I guess you could say. It's very different here. It's very slow. And again, I'm a new retiree, so I'm also adjusting to not having that 9-to-5 daily grind. So it's been quite interesting, combined with, of course, the pandemic and the lockdowns and quarantines and all those other things that we've had to go through, and you guys have had to go through too. So let's roll on to the snake encounter from last night at the house and finish up this video. All right, you guys, I got to show you this. I'm just doing a little night patrol, just walking around the house. I rounded the corner right here, and I saw a Siamia on our waterfall right here, and it's shedding. It's about halfway through, and if I didn't come down and look at it, we would have just found the remnants of this shed. It would have just left a little clue there that we have this Siamia here. That is just absolutely nuts. We hung these orchids here, and apparently the Siamia really likes it. That is just wild. I'm actually kind of surprised that I saw it, because, I mean, look at that camouflage. I'm going to guess that that's probably a male. I don't know why, just a hunch. Just kind of looks like a boy to me. The body structure, everything, it's a little bit daintier. So I don't know if it lives in here or what the deal is, but I'm just going to completely leave it alone. If it's here tomorrow, it is. If it's not, it's not. Humidity is super high, so that shed is coming off with ease. I just saw something running here. Probably house geckos running out of the way, running for their lives. Yay! Herping underneath our house, first floor. Wonder what's on the second floor. guys, and that is going to do it for today's video. I know my audience is here for different reasons, so I try to put a couple of different types of content in one video. If there are other things you would like me to answer or other videos you would like to see me do, different topics in that, I am open to suggestions. Put it in the comments below. We upload new videos every Saturday at 6 a.m. Pacific time, and we will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Take care.